The poker world is as unpredictable as it gets. We never know what's going to happen and what player is going to make a move that changes someone else's whole life. Poker changes lives in more ways than one, and sometimes, if a player is, fairly or unfairly, connected to a cheating scandal, it might end their poker career once and for all. This is the story of how a no-limit hold'em player who streams on Twitch became embroiled in one of the most fascinating gambling scandals in years.
Postle's controversy may have been possible through technology, but there are plenty of old-fashioned ways to get an unfair advantage at.
Do you realize what happens when a poker player is associated with cheating? Let's take a look at Mike Postle and his career before the scandal broke out. Mike Postle is a professional poker player from the United States who began his poker career in 2005. He made his first appearance in the poker community in August 2005, participating in the $300 plus 40 no-limit hold'em event of the 2005 World Series of Poker tournament circuit. Postle made over $60,000 at the poker table between 2005 and 2006, with his biggest win at the Gold Strike Poker Classic in Tunica in 2006. His biggest win was at the 2007 Gold Strike World Poker Open in Tunica, where he finished in first place and won $118,743. Postle's net worth increased significantly after his 2019 cheating scandal. He left his job as a dealer in 2004 and began playing online poker until the 2010 Black Friday incident.
Here, it's just not a hand that I'm too excited about. There's nothing that I can hit that's going to get me paid off on the river.
Which led to the closure of online poker rooms in the United States. Postle moved to California with his daughter and began playing cards at land casinos, making enough to sustain himself. Now, you must be wondering what happened in 2019 and what is this scandal that this particular poker player is associated with? Let's dive into the details. It started on January 12, 2019. A group of poker players met at Stone's Gambling Hall near Sacramento to play No Limit Hold'em. The game was being aired on Twitch as part of the casino's regular show, Stone's Live. The audience could see the players' face-down cards thanks to RFID sensors in the cards and on the table, and the game was aired on a half-hour delay, preventing spectators from relaying information from the broadcast to the players during the hands. Even the commentators, two regular Stone's Live players named Veronica Brill and Jake Rosensteel, were watching the game on a half-hour delay and commenting on the action. After almost 3 hours, one of the players at the table, Mike Postle, the most successful competitor in the Stone's Live broadcast history, had increased his chip stack to around $12,000 when he received pocket sixes. It all seemed to be going well, even from the beginning of the game. Before his chance to act, there had already been a $100 raise and a re-raise to $350. Postle called, followed by two additional players as well as the two initial raisers. 5 players were betting $350 each on the flop, and the pot was roughly a huge amount of $2,000. The flop showed 2-3-2 with 2 clubs. Postle inspected his pair of sixes, and a player even bet $680 additionally. Another player called for $680. But guess what? Postle decided to call. Already the action in this hand is absurd, and the pot is nearly $4,000. The turn was a 5 of clubs, giving Postle a straight to the 6, perhaps resulting in a flush for one of the other 2 players. Postle checked and the next player checked. The third player moved all in for his very last and incredible $2,500. The pot was now worth more than $6,000. Can you believe it? Mike Postle is one of the game's loosest players, choosing to play over half of the hands dealt to him. Even the regulars at Stone's are so impressed by Postle's ability to know where he is in a hand at any one time that they call him a Postle or the Devil. During the program, they present special images of Postle with horns on his head or with a halo, long hair, and a beard as Jesus Christ. He runs so pure if he makes this fold. Veronica Brill stated into the microphone during the Twitch broadcast, waiting for Postle to make a decision.
I'm sorry, I'm surprised he left himself with like 100.
Yeah, that's interesting to only leave that little behind, right? Why not go all in there?
Knows Postle well, and when she's not performing commentary for Stone's Live, she's a regular in the streamed games, having played across the table with him numerous times. He's Colombian cocaine at its best. If he folds this hand, I'm going to get up. He's Jesus Christ if he folds right now.
Mike Postle is the poker messiah.
And that's exactly what he did. Mike Postle made the fold. But that wasn't the only successful night he had in poker. On September 21st of the same year, Postle returned to Stones and the Twitch feed, playing in a massive $10, $25, $50 no-limit hold'em game, one of the largest they had ever broadcast and the largest Postle had participated in that year. After roughly 5 hours of play, he had raised his $5,000 buy-in to over $25,000 when he got into a hand with poker blogger Marley Cordero. He got better with every passing minute, and I don't know if he's just exceptional or if it points to something else. Postle held a queen and a jack. The flop was 8-9 jack, giving Postle a top pair and a gunshot draw to a straight. Postle checked with Cordero, who bet $200, and Postle called. The turn was a 4, which changed nothing. Additionally, Postle checked again and Cordero placed a bet of $600 into a $760 pot, raising the total to nearly $1,400. Postle took a moment to consider his options before folding. He folded correctly because Cordero had flopped the joint. You can't believe what happened next. She had a queen and a 10 for the nut straight. It just doesn't make sense, Brill stated from the commentator's booth. Justin Kelly, her co-commentator, was also stunned. He praised Postle's virtues. Brill looked straight ahead, astonished. It's as if he knows. It's like he knows. It just doesn't make sense, she said softly. It's weird. If you're invested in this mystery as much as I am, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Despite losing a few $100s in that pot, Postle ended his night with an absolutely unbelievable amount of $21,000 after almost 5 hours of play. That was the night Brill says she decided to alert someone at Stone's gambling hall that she suspected Mike Postle of cheating. She must have realized something was extremely wrong. Do you think the poker player needed to cheat to win the game? Or are these allegations nothing but false claims that are just being thrown around to dirty the player's reputation? The investigation revealed shocking allegations that you might not have anticipated. Stone's Gambling Hall stated that it investigated Postle in the Stone's live game and discovered no evidence of cheating. Either he was too good at cheating or it never happened. But either way, Brill wasn't happy with the outcome. So, Brill approached Joe Ingram, a prominent poker podcaster and YouTuber, to look into it. Ingram reviewed hundreds of hours of recordings from the Stone's live archives. He reviewed clips and discussed what he believed may happen. But is that really all there is to it? A poker community thread on 2plus2 grew to hundreds of postings, with prominent poker players analyzing data, creating diagrams, and scrutinizing Postle's hand movements, clothing, and personal life. The thread resembled a detective's corkboard with a red cord linking dots. Ingram, a poker expert, went live on his channel every night to discuss the latest findings, staying on for hours to review hands from different sessions and scrutinizing every move of Postle's. Throughout all of this, Postle defended himself on Twitter. He said he was innocent, that he had been a professional player for 16 years, and that his achievements spoke for themselves.
So he's able to make angel and godlike plays. You can see this image right here. He's able to make godlike plays, and the man is a machine of godlike.
He claimed to have good instincts and had studied human behavior, effectively saying that his extraordinarily accurate play was because he could read his opponents. He also removed his LinkedIn account, which showed he was related to the company that ran the Stone's live broadcast and had previously worked for them as a consultant. Stone's Gambling Hall suspended live broadcasting due to an external investigation led by Joe Ingram and poker investigators. ESPN learned of the investigation on Twitter and 2plus2. SportsCenter described the mystery as an internet wormhole. Can you guess the outcome of the investigations? The allegations against him were dropped soon after due to lack of evidence. This investigation has confused the poker world for a long time, and there seems to be no end to it. To this day, no one has been able to claim whether this was actually cheating or if Postle was just exceptionally good at reading people's body language. What do you think about it? Tell us your thoughts in the comments below. For poker players, the investigation is just another game, but Postle has no unfair advantages. He cannot simply pick up his chips and depart whenever he likes. We're all watching him now.